I was broke. Like, really broke. 25. No job. Kicked out of my mom's place. I'd been crashing on her couch for months, and she finally lost patience. I can't blame her, but standing there with my duffel bag and nowhere to go, I just felt empty. I spent the next few days glued to the family desktop, scrolling through job boards, but nothing stuck. Fast food, retail, warehouse, every option felt like a dead end. I wanted something better, something that didn't feel like giving up. After a while, I started thinking about freelancing. Maybe something off Craigslist, odd jobs, quick cash, no bosses breathing down my neck. I know Craigslist isn't exactly safe, but I was desperate. People do desperate things. One night, after midnight, I found this ad. Farm help needed, room and board included, good pay. The owner said he'd inherited the place, but was too old to keep up. It sounded perfect, almost too perfect. I stared at the ad for ages, maybe 2 hours, just reading it over and over. I kept thinking, why not? Free place to stay, meals, cash. I could save up, get out, maybe even go back to school. I convinced myself it was just a job, nothing more. So I sent him an email. I was honest. Told him I'd only stay 6 months, just enough to save up. Didn't expect a reply, honestly. Not at 2 in the morning. 15 minutes later, my inbox pinged. The reply was short. Just said any help was good, and he'd be ready for me the next day. He gave me the address and a phone number. That was it. The next morning, I packed my stuff, told my mom I'd found a job, and promised to call. She didn't look convinced, but she let me go. I tried to sound excited, but my stomach was in knots. The drive out was long, 4 hours, mostly empty highway and fields. The farther I got from the city, the more it felt like I was leaving the world behind. I kept checking the directions, making sure I hadn't missed a turn. When I finally pulled up, the place looked off. The farmhouse was old, but not in a cozy way. The paint was peeling, and the porch sagged. There was no sign of life. No animals, no cars, nothing. The owner came out to meet me. He was taller than I expected, heavy-set, with a patchy beard and eyes so dark I couldn't see his pupils. He didn't smile, just held out his hand, waiting. I dropped my bags and shook his hand. His grip was too strong, almost crushing. He didn't say anything, just turned and motioned for me to follow. I felt like I'd already made a mistake. He showed me to a tiny room at the back of the house. Bare mattress, single window, peeling wallpaper. He asked if I could start right away. I barely had time to drop my stuff before he was already telling me what to do. He stood in the hall, almost like a statue. When I came out, he started rattling off tasks. I was supposed to tend the fields 3 times a day. He said he'd plowed everything under, starting fresh with corn. No animals, just acres of empty dirt.
You'll need to fill in the holes at the edge of the field before I till. Shouldn't take long. Just get it done before dark.
He tossed me a shovel and pointed me out the door. I changed into jeans and old sneakers, grabbed the shovel, and headed out. The field was massive. By the time I reached the far edge, the house was gone behind the horizon. At the very end of the field, Right where the trees started, I finally found what he meant. One open hole, deep and wide. The rest, maybe 14 of them, had already been filled in. The dirt looked freshly turned. I started filling in the open hole, but my eyes kept drifting to the filled ones. Something about them bothered me. I don't know why, but I walked over and started digging into one of the old mounds. Just a little, just to see. It didn't take much. Maybe a foot down, my shovel hit something hard. I pulled out a wallet, empty, old, the leather cracked. I tossed it aside, my heart thumping. I kept digging. A few inches deeper, I saw a flash of red cloth. I thought it was a blanket, maybe an animal. I told myself it was nothing, but I couldn't stop. I had to know. About 4 feet down, I found her. A woman, maybe my age. Her skin was bruised, but she wasn't decomposing. I knelt there, staring. She was cold. I realized she'd only been dead a day, maybe 2. I stumbled back and threw up behind a tree. My hands were shaking. I didn't even bother filling the hole I was supposed to. I just reburied her, gently, and tossed the wallet into the woods. I hoped someone would find it. I ran. The field felt endless. The sun was setting, shadows stretching long. I kept glancing over my shoulder, convinced he'd be there, waiting. I just needed to make it back before dark. When I finally reached the house, I stopped to catch my breath. Through the window, I saw him sitting at the dining table, watching the door. His head snapped up when I came in, eyes wide. He hadn't expected me back so soon.
You're done?
I tried to sound casual. Got sick, had to come back. I'll finish it after the bathroom. He stared at me, sizing me up. I could feel his suspicion like a weight.
All right, get back to it. I want it done by tonight.
I hurried to my room, heart pounding. I grabbed my suitcase, but my car keys were gone. I tore through my stuff, trying to be quiet. He'd taken them. I was sure of it. I sat on the bed, shaking. My phone had no signal. I scrolled through old photos, trying to calm down. That's when I saw it, my birthday, standing by my car, holding 2 sets of keys. I always kept a spare in my bag, always. I tore through my suitcase, hands shaking. At the very bottom, under my clothes, there they were, my spare keys. I almost cried from relief. I stuffed the keys in my pocket and went to the bathroom, trying to act sick. I gagged, then actually threw up. It wasn't hard. I was terrified. I rinsed my mouth, checked my pockets, and steeled myself. I told him I was ready to finish the work. He nodded, never taking his eyes off me. I walked out, slow, until I was sure he wasn't watching. Then I ran for my car. He must have heard me, because I heard the door slam open behind me. I threw myself into the car and started it. He was running, fast, for a man his size. I floored it. 2 gunshots cracked through the air. One of them hit the passenger seat. I didn't look back. I just kept driving, hands white-knuckled on the wheel, heart hammering so loud I couldn't hear anything else. I drove for hours, not stopping until I saw city lights. I went straight to my mom's, shaking, and told her everything. She listened, silent, as I tried to make sense of it all. We called the police. They searched the farm for days, digging up every inch. They found 52 bodies, all buried in neat rows. Missing people, some gone for years. But the owner? Gone. Like he'd never existed. The name he gave me was fake. The phone number was a burner. I never got a photo, just a police sketch. Every few months, I checked the news, hoping for a lead. Nothing. He's still out there. A few weeks ago, I saw another ad. Different state, same words. Farm help needed. Room and board. Good pay. Old man can't keep up. I don't know if it's him, but the details are too close, too familiar. If you ever see a farm job that sounds too good to be true, just don't go. Some things are better left buried. And some people never stop looking for the next person willing to dig.